Hello, it's Trish here, and my latest blog is called Ending the BS on Outdated Spiritual Rules, and I want to talk a little bit about that in this video. So as we're moving into these new vibrational energies, sorry, my camera was just about to go flat then. Hey Joe. All right, as we are moving into a new level of vibration on this planet, more and more of us are feeling our way into the truth of who we are, and it's a lot different than it was when we were exploring ourselves many years ago, because the energy was still fairly low for the bulk of the people, and we really were taking steps and guidance from the rules at the time. And I want to just talk a little bit about that today, because there are still practices out there and people in the spiritual communities that basically just make you feel really crap, and it doesn't have to be that way. And it's really a case of what is spiritual anyway, and what is being spiritual, and what makes you a spiritual person. So that's what I want to talk about. So the meaning of spirituality in the dictionary is the quality of being concerned with the human spirit or soul as opposed to material or physical things. Now, this for me is saying spirituality is just the other side of humanity. It's the contrast. Spirituality, humanity. Intuition, logic. Feminine, masculine. Feeling, thinking. 3D energy, 5D and beyond. That's what it means to me. It's the complete picture, I guess. It's your wholeness. And of course, for a long time, many thousands of years, we've really been living in this three-dimensional reality, where it was really all about physical and what we could see and sense with our physical. But we're raising in vibration, and we're starting to understand we're more than that. We're more than that. And actually this physical experience is so much smaller than the greatness that we are. And so the spiritual journey is really about self-discovery. That's what I feel anyway. It's about really becoming the best version of you, based on your wholeness, based on your completeness. Now, people do that in all sorts of different ways. Everybody is unique on this planet. Everybody has their own uniqueness, their own journey, their own thoughts, feelings, and things that will fall into place for them. And I think there's a lot of fear-based stuff out there that is still creating this feeling within people that they're not good enough. And look, I felt like that for a long time, really, several years, not just in my spirituality, but in the business side of that as well. Because, I wasn't doing things the way people said they had to be done, and I thought because I didn't have some of the skills that other people had, like strong mediumship or you know, really terrible hero's journeys and all the rest of it. I just thought because I didn't have all those things that I was never going to be good enough. And, you know, that's one of the reasons that I started my meetup group and also my meditation groups, so that people who are starting their spiritual journey know that they are enough with what they do right now. And they don't have to have all the modalities that other people may be skilled at. And it's okay. Maybe that's not your path this lifetime. So it took me a little while to kind of find that out. And, you know, now I know I am enough. I don't perhaps do some things that other people may do. I have a different story. I have a different way of doing things. I am a learner. However, I don't like cluttering my head with stuff that I don't need, right? So there's all sorts of different things that I know about myself now that I'm okay to step back from and still know that I'm having a spiritual growth, or I'm being a spiritual person and living a spiritual life, and I'm good enough just the way that I do that. And I want you guys to know that as well. And, you know, just because there's a couple of things perhaps you want to do but you can't do doesn't mean that you cannot help people in another way. And on the whole thing about being spiritual, for me that really is kindness and compassion, and, you know, really living from love. That's what spiritual is for me, really, living this human life from that beautiful essence of love. So you've got that contrast then. And from that essence of love and from that self-appreciation and from that self-growth, you know, you can really have that kindness and compassion for yourself first and extend that out to others. Be the leader in your own life. Be the leader in your own life. You can be a spiritual leader just by, you know, extending a lot of love and compassion and kindness in your family. You can be a spiritual leader at work amongst people that aren't into spirituality, right? Just by having that kindness and that compassion and that peace, and that makes you a good leader. Not any particular thing that you might practice. So so there's no rules really. The only rules here are what feels good for you. And I guess one of the things that, you know, really, I guess why I'm so passionate about this is because, you know, growing up in a religion where it was very fear-based, right? You're not worthy unless you do what we say. It just wasn't for me. And I know that that is for some people, and that's okay for them too, right? It's not for me to judge. It's not for me to criticize them. If people want that, you know, my mum loved going to church. It was her solace, despite how badly the church treated her. So I could never understand that, but that was how she found her spirituality. And we all need to respect how everybody else does that and practices that. Now, you know, there are other things that kind of, it's not a rule, but you kind of think, oh, well, if you want to be in the spiritual community, you have to do this, and you have to be this and this. And I want you to know that it's not true. If that's you and you want to go do that, great. If it's not you, great, right? I don't practice a lot of rituals. I'm not really into a sisterhood. I love all the modalities and all the different things, but I'm also a bit of a loner, and I'm okay with that because that's my journey this time, and I'm okay with it now. And I don't, need or want any spiritual leaders telling me that I need to do something differently to make me better, a better person. Now, if I want to enhance who I am, and if I want to grow and evolve, then of course I'm going to seek out help, and I am going to use different modalities and practices and perhaps even rituals to create that in my life. But once again, I don't do it just because it's there. It's got to feel right for me. And I guess this is really what I'm saying here in this video, and also in my blog. It has to feel right for you. There are no rules. Well, there's one rule. If it feels good for you, it's right. There's the rule. And you don't have to be anything in particular. You don't have to do anything in particular. There is nothing wrong with you. You are a perfect, beautiful miracle just the way you are. And when you want to enhance that and evolve and grow, there are a lot of different ways you can do that, and it's up to you to choose what feels good for you. It's not up to somebody else to dictate what that is for you. And this is the freedom and the empowerment that you will and already are discovering with these higher energies as we are moving into 2021. And I think this year a lot of people really became aware of their own power in their life. Their own power in their life. Because we've been told for so many lifetimes that we have no power. We are controlled by someone else. It's not true. And I really feel the blessing of this year is that so many more people know that now and have taken their power back and are moving through this life in their own spiritual way with what feels good for them, seeking out the people that feel good for them, seeking out knowledge, seeking out the modalities, the tools, the groups, whatever it is that feels right at the time. And I just find it so beautiful to watch someone gain their power back and do what feels right for them and discard the rest. But I do know that there are still fear-based things out there that that people still get the feeling that they're not enough. And I guess the more people that are out there saying that you are enough just the way you are will eventually reach those people. And once again, that's their journey too. It's not up to me to say where somebody needs to be in their journey and what they need to do. So my message today is, the only rule is, feel good. What feels good for you? What feels good for you? What's your next step? Seek out the people that will help you with that. And even from those people, take what resonates and leave the rest. Because I know even in my work, when, I'm mentoring or I'm in a session with somebody, not everything resonates. I can't tell somebody that they have to do something in a certain way if that's just not in their nature, right? So you have to really just start really empowering yourself to understand that you do not have to take on anything that doesn't feel good. And spirituality is not a religion or a cult. Spirituality is a way of being, and it is your wholeness. Spirituality, humanness. It is your wholeness. And you can be a really big spiritual leader, helping people that way, or you can be just on your own path, doing your own thing on a daily basis, being a spiritual leader just by being kind and loving towards yourself and others. So breathe that in. It's nice, isn't it? It's freeing when there's no rules. It's freeing when you can really just ask yourself, what feels good for me? What feels good for me? I'll do that. It's very freeing. And next year is a 5-year. It's about freedom. So what is it that brings you freedom? And freedom is also different for everybody. And I'll be doing more blogs on freedom, spiritual work, all sorts of different things this year, just to debunk some of the myths and some of the fears that people are still in their spiritual growth and journey. So it's freedom. What is freedom for you? And in this instance, with what we're talking about right now, it's your freedom to choose what feels good for you in your spiritual growth. And all the modalities, tools, practices, rituals, circles, healings, all of those things are all a vital part of that. But they are there to help you understand who you are. And those things don't make you spiritual. Those things assist you in your spirituality. There's a difference. So, that's it. That's what I wanted to say today. And this coming week is really powerful. Well, this week we've been in has been powerful, but I just feel that, freedom really starts now. Your freedom starts now. Freedom from any rules, from any old spirituality or cult type kind of rules or teachings. It's just not relevant now. We don't have to be in fear, and we do not have to be controlled by anything or anyone unless we choose. And if you choose, then that's your path too, and that's okay. No judgment, no criticism. The only person you can control is yourself, and the only person who knows what freedom feels like for you is you. So, yeah. So go and be the best version. Go and be the best version. Oh, thank you, beautiful Jazzy. You sent me some stars. Yay. Thanks, gorgeous. So just be the best version of you. That's you being spiritual. Be the best version of you. Seek help to grow that, but be the best version of you. Love and compassion, care, peace within here, because you are the universe. You are the universe. Any change you want needs to come from within you. So go who you really are, and grow that understanding and that confidence in who you are here as a human, but also as your spiritual side, because there's both. And it is going to become a lot easier for so many of us It's not a difficult path. And becoming spiritual is not hard either. It's as hard as you make it, as hard as you want it to be. Right? Growth, evolving, growth, personal development, all of that, it doesn't have to be difficult. The decision to do it is the most difficult. So decide today that you will be the best version of yourself. Keep evolving, keep growing, but know that you are already enough. You are already perfect. You are already a miracle. And you know within yourself what your journey is and what feels right for you. And tune into that and trust that. And take in what feels good for you and leave the rest. Because it may not necessarily be your journey this lifetime. Whatever feels good is the right way. All right. Thank you, everyone. It's been amazing. This video is going to be on my latest blog, which I will pop up shortly. And I just want to really thank all of you who showed up to listen and everyone in my community here. And I will look forward to seeing you again tomorrow when I go live. Thanks, everyone. Bye.